Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff from the Cyber Pro podcast, back with another episode today about cybersecurity. Hackers never sleep, so let's jump in. Good morning, Madhav. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
First of all, let me say thank you, Jeff, for having me on the podcast. Really appreciate it. I've been working as a offensive security engineer in the industry for a little over 5 years, I guess. My titles have changed over the years, but my responsibility have not. And if I want to talk about one of the main things I do in my job, that would be end-to-end red team engagements. So, if I want to give a bird's eye view in those engagements, you can find me planning mission-based offensive security operations or executing them. And if once the execution is complete, you can find me working on remediation based on the security gaps that I have found during those engagements. If you want to know more about it, I, along with my colleague, will be speaking at B-Sides Raleigh in Charlotte at the end of this month. So, feel free to join it. And if you can't make those conferences, I did talk about the same at SANS Purple Team Summit and Wild West Hacking Fest a couple months ago. So you can find those links on my Twitter feed at Daisy_Jarvis.
Awesome. We're going to get back to that because I want to talk a little bit more about B-Side. But question number 2, we hear from other industry leaders that cybersecurity is a very large concern, only getting bigger, clearly. But that means a different thing to different people. When you hear a statement like that, what does it mean to you?
Well, so if I want to be honest about it, it definitely is a top concern, considering everything we do in our day-to-day lives is integrated with network, right? Whether it's your thermostat, whether it's your car, this is something you personally use, or something at a national level, like a power plant, nuclear power plant, water plant. So if a hacker gets access to your thermostat, you're going to have a really bad day, considering how hot or cold it is. Everybody knows what happened with Colonial Power Plant a couple months ago, for Florida water plant. Thing is, this technology or control of these systems in wrong hands can shift the balance of the powers. All these dystopian movies that we see on Netflix, they can become a reality very fast if they fall into wrong hands. So it is very important that, we secure our systems and don't let it fall into the wrong hands, considering cyber criminals and state-sponsored threat actors are constantly working towards getting that control and disrupting our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, you made a very good comment about shifting the balance of power, and that can be something small or that could be something catastrophic. We're going to get back to that as well. We like to do bonus questions here sometimes, so I'm going to save that one for a bonus question.
Definitely.
But for our next question, what insights or advice about red team engagements, detection engineering, and the state of cybersecurity would you like to share with our viewers?
So red team engagements and detection engineering, they sort of go hand in hand. The whole mission of red team engagements is to mature the security posture of the organization from prevention, detection, and response standpoint. So the notion behind red team engineering is if somebody wants to get inside your network, they will eventually get inside your network. So once they get inside the network, how do we stop them? And that's where detection engineering comes in. You actively work with your blue teams, also known as defenders of the network, to build detections to catch these bad guys from doing further damage once they get inside your network. And as far as the state of cybersecurity goes, I feel like there is 2 major problems in the industry right now. One, we are short on headcounts. We don't have enough resources. So, and second one is we don't have exactly the appropriate tools. We have made a lot of progress in the last decade, but it's still not enough if you want to go toe-to-toe with the cyber criminals or the state-sponsored threat actors. So I would say that, we need to get more people trained in this field, and we need to focus on getting the right tools in the game to stop these guys.
Very well put. Thank you for that. If for those of our viewers who might want to learn a little bit more about you, Madhav, and or what you do in or outside of your big boy day job, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So I would say that, you can reach me out on Twitter at Desi_Jarvis. And I also blog occasionally on the things I do on Medium, Desi_Jarvis.medium.com. You can DM me on Twitter. I can reach back to you through Twitter. That's probably the best way.
Okay, very cool. Hey, we've got a few minutes left, so let's wrap up with our final question of the day, a fun question. Tell us a little bit about your favorite piece of retro technology that makes you smile.
Well, if I had to say, I would say those Nokia 3315 brick phones. To be honest with you, I love those phones. And especially considering knowing what I know now about smartphones, I wish I always kept that one and never moved to smartphone.
Very well put. Excellent. Excellent. Love it. Again, my name is Jeff. This is the Cyber Pro podcast. 2 or 3 times a week, we put out podcasts that try to engage different folks in different areas within the giant sphere of cybersecurity, different angles, different viewpoints, all in the name of learning, sharing, and protecting. Madhav, thank you very much for your time today, and be well.
Thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate it. You have a good day.
Hey, you did it. You made it to the end. Thank you so much. Check out more Cyber Pro Podcast.